Hello and welcome to this really quick demonstration of the Robly campaign editor. My name is Carson Perkins. I'm the brand manager here at Conscious Commerce Corporation, and I work closely with our project manager and designers to help our clients create stunning email campaigns, including automations, journeys, all things email. I don't want to take up too much of your time today, so let's just dive right into it. When you log into your Robly account, you're going to be greeted by this dashboard page. This is going to give you really high level metrics on your audience, engagement, and email deliverability. You also have access to quick tips and tricks. And then you have your open trends up here where you can toggle over to global trends as well and see what's going on in the world. Moving quickly into what you're here for, let's jump into the email editor. So on the left here, we're going to hit email and campaigns. This is your hub for all your standard email campaigns, other spots like autoresponders and your journey content creation will look the same or similar at least. Again, this is something we can go into once we're having a one-on-one, so go ahead and book some time with our email marketing experts and we'll go deeper into this. But let's start by creating a new campaign. On the right here at the top, you have the option to select classic or A/B test. No matter which one you choose, you can switch to the other later on, so don't sweat it if you select classic and then later decide to do A/B test or vice versa. So we'll jump into a classic one and hit next. Now we're building the campaign. You don't have to go in order, but we're just going to start from the top here. We'll set the details, campaign name. You have the option to add a label. This adds additional organization to your account, but again, it is optional. Same goes for Google Analytics tracking. You can add those codes. Those are UTMs. It's not mandatory, but if you do have a Google Analytics account, it allows you to get a better read on where traffic's coming to your website from directly from specific campaigns. So if you have Google Analytics attached to your website, we highly recommend adding that code. And then finally, in this section, you have the option to display this campaign in your archives or not. You can definitely go into that further through Robly's support documents or when we're having our one-on-one, but a high level is your archives is going to be a static link where all your sent campaigns lived. So hypothetically, you could take that link and embed it, or you could send it out, and it just allows somebody to look through all your past email campaigns. Moving down, we're going to go on to the recipients section. This is your audience. Here you have kind of all your standard options. You can select specific lists. You can send to everyone. You can send only to yourself, and by yourself that would be the email on the account, or you can send to individual contacts. Further, you have advanced options, so you can use tags to segment. You can also use exclusionary segmentation, which means you can say anyone in X list, I don't want to send to them, but I want to send to everybody else. Same goes for if they have a tag or a specific domain. So that's like at gmail.com, at yahoo.com. Sometimes there's like certain business domains that maybe you don't want to send to. So you do have that option. And then finally here you have the option to segment your audience. This means like you can create more custom robust segments with different and/or filters. You can create segments like have they clicked on a campaign, have they opened a campaign, things like that. So it really allows you to go deep into segmentation and send super targeted emails. One other thing you have the option to do in here is check your campaign size. Once you've set what you want to set, you can check that and it will estimate what the campaign will be sent to. Once we hit save recipients, we can move into the content. We'll start with the subject line here. You just can do a standard type. You can add emojis, but also we have the AI enhanced subject lines. So if you input whatever you would like here, so we'll just say 20% off your next order, you can submit it to the AI. It will take what you've put in there and it'll give it second a thought, and then it'll give you a few options, and it'll also tell you why it suggested set options on each one. You can either close that if you decide you don't want to use any of them, or you can select one and replace the subject. The cool thing about that is you can absolutely still edit it. So if you liked kind of where it was at, but you just want to nuance it a little more, you can come back in here and edit it. One thing to note is you do only get 2 tries per campaign, so you can only run the AI enhancement twice per campaign. Once you're happy with that, you're going to set your preview text. This is optional, but what this is like a featured snippet. If you've ever seen in your inbox, it'll have that subject line in bold, and then just beside that, there'll be another few words, a little sentence, and that's what that preview text is. Again, that is optional, but it does add kind of an extra visual interest, and it does help improve open rates. Next up, we'll talk about the sending, the from. So when we jump in here, the first thing you're going to see is branding. This is a little bit more technical, so to speak, as it involves, to set it up at least, it involves adding some records to your DNS. This is something that when you work with CCC, we'll set up for you. If we have access to your DNS, we'll just take care of it. If we don't have direct access, we'll work with you and your IT team to get that set up. And what it does is it allows your emails to be sent from your domain, which is your unique URL, and it increases deliverability. It makes it more likely that your emails are going to land in the inbox and not hit that spam filter. It is really important, especially we're always seeing new regulations and things like that. It's important to set it up. But again, that's something we'll take care of when you work with us. Next up, you got your from name. That's going to say who the email is from. Generally set it as whatever your clients know you as. So your business name, or if you're like a solopreneur, you can set it as your specific name. Again, just whatever your clients know and refer to you as. Up next is your from email. This is also going to say who it's from. This is set up in your settings, so you can absolutely have multiple. You just need to go in and verify them through your inbox. Super easy. Again, something we can help you with if you want to set up multiple from emails. A good example of why you may want to do that is we have a client who sends emails from 2 different locations. They have multiple locations, and each email or each location has its own dedicated email, so each one gets a different one. Moving on, we also have the option to do a different reply to email address. So an example of when you would want to do this is you want to send your email from training@cc94.com, but when someone replies to that email, you want it to land in your info@cc94.com inbox, for example. So that's when you would use a different reply to email address. And once you're happy with this, you're going to save that and jump into the really fun stuff, which is designing your email. So we'll hit edit design. We've got 3 options. Starting from right to left, we have the HTML type campaign. We don't necessarily recommend using this unless you are very well versed in HTML, because it will be a full coded email campaign. In the center, we have text, just a standard text email, not a ton of customizability beyond like bolding and colors and things like that. And then on the left, the most popular option and what we generally use for our clients and for ourselves will be this drag and drop. So we'll jump in there. Next up, you're going to select your template. If you're working with us or if you've already set up one of your own, you'll see it up here as whatever your first one is. Right now in this account, you can see 0 templates under my template. But if you had a custom one, that's what you'd select. We'll just pick a random one for this purpose. Now we're in the editor. You can see it's a very kind of intuitive to use standard drag and drop editor. On the left, you're going to have your content, and on the right, you're going to have elements that you can add. I'm going to start over here on the right with settings, because these are going to be your default things. Up top, you have the option to change the content area width. That's just how much of the space it takes up on a screen. We tend to keep it around 600 to 650, but you're absolutely free to play with different designs and different widths as you see fit. Same goes for left versus center orientation. Center has been the most generally adopted that we've seen, but totally up to you to play with it if you see that fit. Next up, we're going to talk about backgrounds. So background color, this is going to be your exterior area. You can change that up however you see fit. And you can see in here is transparent, so it changed as well. But I'll come back to that in a second for you. So background color is this exterior. Next up, content area background color. That's going to be inside these rows. We'll change that, and you can see now it did change. And then finally for background, you have the option to add an image instead of a color. So if you do that, you'll be able to insert an image and you can see that it's back there. And you can change kind of if you want it to repeat, center, fit to background, so you can play with it a little bit. And then the final two things are going to be your default font for your campaign, and then your link color. So these are going to be when you do text hyperlinks. How do they show up? What color are they going to be? Then once you're happy with your settings, you can jump back over into the content and rows. And what I really, really love about Robly is that even though you've set your defaults, you can still change things on a row by row basis. And what I mean by that is, yeah, I did set pink as my background, but maybe on this row, I want to change it so it's got a black background. No problem. And you know what? Let's make it the full area is black. No problem. You can see it still saves everything in default on all the other sections. It's just that row I'm editing. So it gives you the really unique ability to customize everything to your liking. It really allows you to hone in on your brand and present a campaign that is true to who you are. Same goes for text editing. You can edit on a word by word basis even. You know, you can standard things that you would kind of expect. Change color. Even once you've added a link, the link would automatically be red how we set it, but you can change that color. Also, everything, like I said, is just a click away. Anytime, any element you have, click on it. You can edit it to your heart's content over here on the right. You even have the ability to edit some things directly for the mobile view. So once you've clicked on something or clicked on a row, you can scroll down here and you have the option to, you can change the stack order on mobile. So if on mobile you decide you want the words above the image, you can do that. You also have the option to hide things on mobile and on desktop. So a good use case of this is maybe the way things show up on mobile is a little squished and you love how it looks on desktop. You can hide that version of the row on mobile and create a mobile dedicated version. I know that sounds complicated, but essentially if we say like, I'm just going to duplicate this one here, or yeah, here we go. Duplicate this one. And I'm going to hide this version on mobile. Okay, so you can see this one's hidden on mobile. This is the version we're going to hide on desktop, okay? Now, on this one, I'm going to delete this image. And I'll change the text to red. When we come over to the preview, you can see on desktop, we still have that image and the gray text, and you don't see any of the other ones. And then on mobile, you come over here, the image is missing and just the red text is there. So that's what I mean about having one version for mobile and one version for desktop. Just allows you a little bit more flexibility in your design, because sometimes complex designs don't always look the best on mobile, and it can be a little bit disheartening when you're in love with your design, you're so happy with it, and then you look at it on mobile and realize it maybe doesn't translate. So that's kind of the gist of the editor. Again, really simple, and we're always here to help you. And once we book that one-on-one call, we can dive into what it would look like for your specific brand instead of using just this generic template. But when you're done with your design, you come up here and you hit save and continue. And then you have your sending options. This is kind of where we're going to end it today once I go through sending options. But there's lots of cool features in here, so bear with me just a few more minutes. Starting from the top, we got schedule campaign, exactly what you'd expect. You can set the date and time that you want to send this campaign. It'll always be in whatever time zone that your account is, and it does tell you. So in this one, it's in Eastern time, and it'll tell you right here. You can also adjust the time zone. Moving down, we have OpenGen. This is a really cool feature. It essentially allows you to resend the same email automatically after a set amount of days to anyone who has not opened it. So you just set a new subject line, anything you want, and this is just essentially so it doesn't end in that same thread. It gives you another chance to get it opened. Then you set how long you want it to send. So if you want it to wait 10 days, you can, or if you want it to wait just 1 day, you can. 4 to 5 days is kind of the average. 1 day doesn't really allow for people to open it, so it's not accounting for that. So that's why we go 4 to 5 days or more. And then you set whatever time you want it to send at, and it'll automatically do that. And then moving down, we have this enable AI option. This guy is going to change your sending window. So if you click yes, and you can set the maximum hours or the maximum sending window for up to 23 hours. What it does is it looks at the person receiving the email and says, this person's more likely to open an email at 11 a.m. I know you're sending yours at 10 a.m. We're going to hold it off and we're going to send it to them at 11 a.m. So it's landing in their inbox when they're likely to open it. So what it does is it really helps boost open rates. It's a super cool feature that we love using around here, and it's been around for a long time. It's not a new feature, but it is a really fun feature to use. And then finally, down here, social sharing. You can auto push your campaign to Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. So once your email leaves, it's sent, it'll automatically go to those profiles if they're connected. And then once you hit save options, you'll see this is still not scheduled. You do have to hit schedule now. But you also have the option to either do a in-browser preview where you'll see it pops up as like a little embed pop-up, or you can send a test email. You select whatever emails you want to send the test to, and you can even add a message. So if maybe the person you're sending the preview to doesn't know it's coming, you can add a message saying like, hey, this is a test, give it a look and give me some feedback. And then you just hit send test and that'll go. And yeah, that's it. Once you're happy, you can just hit schedule now. If you don't want to schedule it and you want to send it right away, then you just turn off the scheduled, and you'll be able to send it right away. So you can see it switches back to a send now. So yeah, Robly is a super fun tool to use. Very, very robust in what it's capable of. And it has a lot of customizability. Our clients really love it. We really love it. And I really hope to see you using it as well. I'd love to go into depth with you on how it can help your business and how it can boost your email marketing. So let's book a call and go through what it will look like for your business using Robly. Have a wonderful day.